This video will help you learn the basics of editing. So, film editing is an art of storytelling. So when you take up films, shooting is not just enough. The major part lies in editing. So it is a selection and combination of shots into a sequence. So as you know, a movie is not taken in a sequence. If there's a perfect setting for a perfect scene, let it be the climax, they might shoot it before even shooting the initial scene of the movie. So it is a selection combination of shots in one sequence that makes meaning. So it is assembling shots into a coherent whole. So it brings out emotional truth in the actor's performance, creates an illusion of danger when there is none, create a vital subconscious emotional connection to the viewer. So there's an emotional truth you bring out through editing, and you can also create an illusion of danger. For example, zooming in and off, or looming around in one particular background. So all these things are done in the editing period, and this gives more attention, and it also creates a relationship with the viewer, the one who is watching the movie. Thereby it makes the movie more interesting and engaging. So it's editing is itself is like a laboratory for experimenting cinema. A lot of experiments happen only in the editing lab. So there's an old saying which says film is created 3 times: when it is written, when it is shot, and when it is edited. But this is only for the new ones, people who don't know the basics about cinema, who are not at all very good movie makers, because a good film is created once when it's written. So a well conceived script is what is more needed. So this well conceived script will then lead on to a creative filming, because you get all the ideas from the script itself. It is very illuminating, it is interesting. So and then you go on to editing. So it's script, filming, and then editing. So the film is created when you write the script itself, and the overlooked details while shooting a movie are edited in editing. Let's see, for example, we have the movie Gladiator. This movie, the setting is AD 180 in Rome. As we all know, planes were not invented then. So if you see this particular shot, you see in the background there's a plane flying. These are the kind of subtle, small mistakes that can be edited off in editing. A movie has to be perfect. So now let's go to the editing process. This itself is an art of splicing together raw footage. What you've shot in the scenes, in the settings, that is the raw footage, and you're going to splice it together. It starts the same time as the filming starts. It's not like film starts, gets over, and after that's over. Let's take if it takes 1 year, only after that editing starts. No, it's not like that. If you're shooting today itself, editing will also start. So the daily rushes, whatever you're shooting in one particular day, that's called as the daily rushes. So that is immediately sent to the laboratory. So all these daily rushes have a number to it. For example, if you're taking too many takes, an actor goes for too many takes, let's say 50 takes, and all those 50 shots will be there in the daily rushes. So you'll have to number each one of them, and let's say 51 was good, then you put it take to 51. So that's how it goes. Daily rushes are sent to the laboratory for them to look into it. So there's 4 stages in the editing process. The first one is sorting, second one is the editor's cut, and then you have the director's cut, and then negative matching. So what happens in sorting? Assembling of various shots and scenes in a proper sequence. So you're literally sorting it out. Once sorting is over, editing begins. You put it in 1, 2, 3 the correct places, and then you start editing. So what you do next, the logging of various tapes is essential for a video movie. So you have to have, let's say, numerous tapes. Every single one of them has to be logged. You cannot just think, this is not this is irrelevant, this one was not so good, so we'll just omit this one, then the entire film will be damaged. So every single one, even if it was a bad tape, it has to be locked. So and then this sorting procedure, it actually helps reduce a lot of editing time. So now you come to the editor's cut. This is the first stage of editing. This is also known as the assembly cut or rough cut. So the first pass, so it's the first pass, so it's normally longer than the final film. So this is where the editor watches the movie, sees if this is good, he'll keep it. If it's not good, he'll delete it. So this is how the editor wants the movie to be. So that's why it's the editor's cut. He does the job first. Next comes the director's cut. Director is the person who knows the movie much better, because he was the one who created it, right? So the editor and director go over the entire movie. Scenes and shots are recorded, removed, shortened, and tweaked. So they both go through the first pass, the entire editor's cut, and then if a particular scene is not good, it is retaken. If it's too much, it is removed, shortened, and tweaked. So the sound engineer and music composer join in the director's cut. So the BGM, background music, everything is added here. So finally, after this, the final cut is ready. So the movie timing is also an appropriate length. Next we have the negative matching. So the final cut is then sent to a negative matcher. See, or these negative matching, this negative is the one that reaches all the theaters over the world. So the original and the negative has to be same. So negative is sent to a film lab where prints are created, prints to be circulated in theaters. In the past, editors used to work with a positive copy of the negative called work print. This was like the hard copy. So this edit decision list is created. So then they created edit decision list. List number corresponds to the edge list. So when you have this negative copy, there's a list numbering there, and then you have the edit decision list. So in that, and then the list should have particular numbers. Let's see, you want 1 and then you have 5, so you have to write 1 comma and then you have to put 5. So this and that should correspond. So negative can be optically scanned into computer, and a cut list gets confirmed by a digital intermediate editor. So if you remember in the earlier movie, they used to have these reels which used to have prints of the movie. So this is how they did it. They used to cut it and then they used attach it. This is how editing was done then, but not now. So we have two digital intermediate systems. For example, here you have Avid and Final Cut Pro. These are more reliable, and more editors in the cinema universe use these two systems. So now we come to editing techniques. Editing itself is an invisible art. Walter Scott Merck, who is a very famous American editor, says 6 main criteria to cut or evaluate a cut. The first one is it appealing to the emotion of the viewers? Do they connect to it emotionally? Then you keep it. If not, delete it. Second, is it relevant to the story? Is it wandering off? Is it like a sidetrack which leads nowhere? So in that case, cut. So rhythm, is the rhythm of the story affected? If it is, let's say, a thriller movie and there's this light kind of scene, so then the rhythm is affected, so we'll have to remove that. Next, eye trace. Eye trace is everything should be in one eye trace. It's not like you're watching the show through the eyes of someone short and suddenly it changes to the height of someone who's very tall. So in that case, remove. So next, the 2-dimensional plane of the screen and the 3-dimensional space of action. So all these things have to be kept in mind. So now we come to the cinematic styles. The continuity of editing. So it should maintain a continuous and clear narrative action in the film. The continuity should not be disturbed, because when you edit off something that's very important or relevant to the movie and you delete it, then the continuity is disturbed. So relies on matching screen direction, position and temporal relation from shot to shot. From each shot to shot, the direction, the position, the temporal, the setting, everything should be apt and correct. So this can be achieved only by if you're sticking to the 180-degree rule. So if you see here, you have a picture here. So this is one full circle and two people are standing here, the blue and we have pink. So the camera has to be in this 180 degree. It should not go beyond outside the 180 degree. So you have the three angles over here. So in this angle you see the blue and the back of pink. Here you can see both of them over this one, and this one helps you see pink and the back of blue. So if you're going to let's see, the shot begins with this and then it can go to that and then to this angle. But if you're going to place the camera over here, this is a very wrong angle and you won't have a clear picture. So if you're going to adhere to the continuity editing, you'll have to stick to the angles that are kept in this 180 degree side. This is the 180 degree rule. So hope you understood. Thank you.